There comes a moment in your life when something changes. A shift, a click, a quiet awakening inside you. It doesn't come with fireworks. It comes with clarity. And once you see it, once you understand this secret, you can't unsee it, and you must never speak it out loud. Carl Jung understood this long before modern psychology. He said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But here's the truth, Jung never said directly. Yet every awakened soul eventually discovers. When you finally understand who you are, you must protect that understanding with silence. Because the moment you reveal your inner transformation too soon, the world will try to pull you back into who you used to be. And it's not because people are bad. It's because people are uncomfortable with your growth. They're threatened by your change. They're confused by your evolution. They don't know how to handle your truth. So they try to resize you into something their mind can understand. That's why your transformation must begin in silence. When you're healing, stay quiet. When you're rising, stay quiet. When you're planning, stay quiet. When you're becoming someone new, stay quiet. Because the most dangerous time in a person's life is the moment they start becoming the version of themselves they were always meant to be. Not because of the journey, but because of the reactions of the people around them. Some will celebrate you, some will doubt you, some will pretend to support you, while secretly hoping you fail, and some will feel your shift without you saying a single word. Humans can sense change long before you announce it. Jung called this the language of the unconscious. People can feel when your energy changes. They can feel when your standards rise. They can feel when you're no longer controlled by the same insecurities they once used against you. And that's when resistance shows up. Suddenly, you'll notice certain people get irritated by your silence, by your peace, by your distance, by your growth. They'll ask questions. What's going on with you? Why are you acting different? You think you're better than us now? No, you're not better. You're awake. And that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. This is why the secret must stay within you. Your healing is not a performance. Your growth isn't a public announcement. Your plans are not meant for open debate. Because the reality is simple. When people know too much, they interfere. When they know a little, they judge. When they know nothing, they have no power. Silence is your shield, not a weak silence, but a disciplined silence, a strategic silence. The silence of someone who has learned that energy speaks louder than words. When you speak too soon, you dilute your progress. You expose your dreams to people who can't see what you see. You give access to people who haven't earned it. That's why your next transformation must be private. Your next upgrade must be quiet. Your next breakthrough must be unannounced. Real power doesn't need applause. Real healing doesn't need validation. Real transformation doesn't ask for permission. Your silence is not emptiness. It is incubation. It is preparation. It is protection. Jung taught that every soul contains a shadow, the parts of ourselves and others that we don't fully see. But here's the truth no one talks about. People react to your silence because your silence forces them to face their own shadow. Your confidence triggers their insecurity. Your clarity exposes their confusion. Your discipline highlights their lack of it. Your evolution reminds them of everything they have avoided. And that's why your growth must be guarded. Not everyone deserves front row access to your becoming. Not everyone is equipped to understand your next chapter. Not everyone can handle the version of you that is rising from the ashes of your old life. So if you've discovered the secret, the truth about who you are, what you want, and what you're becoming, keep your mouth shut. Move in silence. Let your results speak the language words never could. Because once you become aligned with your higher self, the world will notice, even if you never say a word. So you hold them close. You guard the door of your inner world. You speak less. You observe more. And in the stillness, you finally hear your own thoughts clearly. This is where emotional self-mastery begins, not with control over others, but with control over your reactions, your triggers, your impulses, your need to explain yourself to those who are not even listening. Ask yourself this. Why do you share your breakthroughs so quickly? Why do you reveal your dreams before they take shape? Why do you tell people your plans when you know they won't understand? Is it excitement? Is it fear? Is it loneliness? Or is it the old habit of seeking approval, even from people who have never truly seen you? There's a psychological truth most people never learn. The moment you speak a sacred intention, you expose it to external energy. Fear, envy, doubt, projection. And these energies can dilute your focus before your dream has even taken its first breath. This is why the secret must stay inside you, at least until it becomes strong enough to stand on its own. Think about how seeds grow beneath the soil, in darkness, in silence. Not because the darkness is comforting, but because the seed needs protection while it becomes what it is meant to be. You are no different. Your healing, your transformation, your rise, your clarity, they all require a period of hidden growth. Not because you're hiding from the world, but because you're honoring the process. The truth is, most people don't actually want to see you evolve. Not because they are evil or cruel, but because your evolution reminds them of their stagnation. Your strength highlights their fears. Your discipline reflects their lack of it. Your peace exposes their inner chaos. And so, without meaning to, they can sabotage what you're building. A joke here, a doubt there, a question that cuts just deep enough to unsettle you. That's why silence is not avoidance. It's strategy. Silence protects momentum. Silence preserves energy. Silence grounds the spirit. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." So you pull your energy inward. You stop offering explanations. You stop giving people emotional leverage. You stop handing over your power disguised as conversation. You begin to realize that control dynamics exist everywhere. In families, friendships, relationships, work environments. People try to pull you in directions that benefit them, not you. And the moment you announce your secret, the moment you reveal the shift happening inside you, they try to steer it, shape it, interrupt it, influence it. That's why the real power is quiet, unavailable for commentary, untouched by insecurity, unbothered by those who want to rewrite your destiny. Your silence becomes your shield. It becomes the boundary that filters out the noise of others, so you can hear the truth within yourself. Because the world never taught you this, but it's time you learn. Not everything, must be spoken. Not every breakthrough must be shared. Not every dream must be revealed. Some things are for your soul alone, and once you discover the secret, the one that has been waiting for you beneath years of confusion, pain, doubt, and emotional noise, you hold it. You protect it. You let it shape you, before anyone else has the chance to shape it. But here is what most people never realize. Silence doesn't mean isolation. Silence doesn't mean weakness. Silence means you're finally choosing yourself over the noise. You begin to notice your own emotional patterns. The moments you give too much. The moments you over-explain. The moments you leak energy trying to prove your worth to people who haven't earned the right to witness your evolution. And slowly, you stop doing that. You start speaking only when the words feel anchored in truth. You start revealing only when the moment is aligned with your growth. You start sharing only when your soul says, yes, this person is safe, because the secret you carry, the one that shifted something deep inside you, is not just information, it is transformation. A rearranging of your inner universe, a new coherence between your mind, your emotions, and your spirit. And transformation is vulnerable, not fragile, but tender like new skin. The world can scratch it too easily, so you protect it with intention. You begin to walk differently, not arrogantly, but knowingly, as if you've stepped into a more awakened version of yourself. Because you have, your silence becomes a choice, a discipline, a declaration. I will not waste my energy where it cannot grow. And when people notice your shift, and they'll ask questions. Why are you so quiet? What's going on with you? Why aren't you sharing like you used to? Smile gently. Because they don't understand that your silence isn't emptiness. It's fullness. It's the space where your new life is gathering strength. Nietzsche once wrote, "Silence is worse. All truths that are kept silent become poisonous." But the poison they spoke of is not the quiet you choose. It's the quiet you're forced into. The silence you're practicing now is not suppression. It's sovereignty. You are not silencing your truth. You are silencing the world, so your truth can breathe. This is self-mastery. This is inner order. This is the moment your life begins to shift from reaction to intention. And once you taste this level of clarity, you stop offering explanations that shrink your spirit. You stop giving updates to people who prefer the older version of you. You stop asking for advice from those who fear their own growth. You start trusting your inner voice. You start feeling the difference between genuine alignment and emotional interference. You start listening to the quiet wisdom inside you that had been drowned out for years. You begin to understand something profound. Your destiny doesn't respond to noise. It responds to silence, to focus, to alignment, to the stillness where intuition speaks its clearest language. So keep your secret, keep your plans, keep your new identity tucked close to your heart until it is strong enough to exist in the open world, without bending under the weight of others' expectations, because the moment you reveal what's growing inside you, the world will test it. So let it grow first. Let it stabilize. Let it mature in the dark, in the quiet, in the sacred space of your own becoming. And when you finally speak, when the moment arrives for you to step forward, your truth will be undeniable, unshakable, untouchable. But for now, just breathe, just watch, just transform, in silence. Because once you know this secret, you don't need the world's permission to evolve. You only need your own, and maybe, just maybe, silence was the doorway you were meant to walk through all along. Because something powerful happens when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop announcing your every move, when you stop giving people access to the parts of you that are still growing. You become unshakable, not because life gets easier, but because you get clearer. You begin to feel a deeper alignment, a quiet strength rising from within, a knowing that doesn't need applause, permission, or validation. You start living from intention rather than impulse, from clarity rather than confusion, from self-respect rather than self-doubt. And you realize the world doesn't need to understand your silence. You do, because that silence, it's where your next chapter is being written. It's where your healing gathers momentum. It's where your power takes shape. It's where the old version of you dissolves and the new version finally steps forward. So honor this moment. Honor this secret. Honor this version of yourself that is no longer driven by noise, but guided by wisdom. And when you're ready, not rushed, not pressured, not influenced, but ready, you will speak. And your words will carry a weight they never had before. Your actions will unfold with purpose. Your presence will shift rooms. Your energy will tell the story long before your mouth ever opens. Because by then, your transformation will not need explanation. It will be visible, audible, undeniable. And the same world you once tried to impress, will finally understand the truth. You were not being quiet. You were becoming. If this message touched you, take a moment right now, breathe, reflect, and step deeper into your own transformation. And if you want more content that speaks to your growth, your awakening, and your inner power, make sure you subscribe. Your journey is just beginning.